Hello and welcome to International Jedi Federation. My name is Alethea. I am going to be teaching you today the second class in Meditation Forms, a Jedi's First Spiritual Art. So today we're going to be addressing stretching meditations, and just as it sounds, it is meditating while stretching. So let's just jump in. Okay, so this is not something that you can just jump into. You have to start by preparing for it. You can do this before your physical workout, or you can do it, and you can do it afterwards, actually. I will tell you that you don't want to do it for more than like 15 minutes of stretching, with some periods of, just kind of giving your body a rest. Usually in the Army, we didn't take even really 10 minutes to stretch. We just kind of did it. So anyways, what you will do, we do ours for 30-second intervals. I don't want you to really count, because you're supposed to be trying to move through this as a meditation in the sense of actually body awareness. So if you have to start counting first because you don't have a timer, you can, but eventually you want to get to the point where you're using a timer that's set up at 30-second intervals to beep at you. Insight Timer has the ability to do this. If you ever want to talk to me about how you set that up, I can get on some sort of Zoom call with you and we can work that out. And it's a free app, so there you go. Anyways, so you'll set up a timer with 30-second intervals for a minimum of 4 minutes. Prepare and don't go for any more than 10. Don't do it for any more than 10. You're going to have yourself prepared at least 8 different stretches. Now, this does not mean that it has to be 8 completely different stretches, like if you're doing the overhead arm stretch, which goes from the left and to the right. You're not counting that as one. You're counting that as 2 different ones. So on the left side, you'll go for 30 seconds, and then at the 30-second mark, you'll switch over to the right side. And then that will count as 2 of your stretches. So there's that. Anyways, so then you'll switch to the new stretch every interval until all your stretches are done. And just go for 8. And if you get to the 4-minute mark, then just switch back over, start over again. That's my recommendation. Or you can get 10 if you have up to 10 minutes, and then switch back over to do them again. You can use yoga. So there's that. When switching stretches, breathe in on the release of the former, and then exhale as you move to the next one. While you're in that stretch, you want to breathe normal. But remember that when you're switching, exhale as you move to the next. So there you go. Anyways, eventually you'll want to increase this to 10 minutes for meditation purposes. Okay, so why not yoga? You can use yoga, but what I want you to know is that you're not supposed to do it with an instructor, because that is a distraction and it doesn't exactly help. So you'll need to be your own instructor for this meditation form. If you're in a class, it's good for physical fitness. They can direct you in some ways, but this should be something that at the very least you're working with in a quiet way, because you're also trying to listen to your body. If you have distractions around you, you're not going to hear or recognize what's going on with your body. This is not about cleansing your mind or anything like that. It's about body awareness. Do's and don'ts. Okay, so no pain. No pain. Do not continue to stretch if you feel any sudden, sharp, or intense pain. Stop. Just stop. You have something that you need to work on. You might even need to go to a doctor. Don't continue. Do not begin a stretch program if you've been experiencing significant joint or back pain. Seek guidance from a medical professional. Please do. But you do want to stretch to a point where you feel mild tension and you can relax as you hold the stretch. So the other one is no bouncing. Performing ballistic stretches, which is bouncing during stretches, can increase your risk of injury. This type of stretching is not recommended even if you're doing this as a pre-workout system or post-workout. Not good. Don't do it. Okay, so these are the believed benefits. It increases muscle awareness and can help with full body awareness. It increases flexibility over time, decreases anxiety, decreases risk of injury when physically active, and increases circulation. However, there is a scientific concern. You will notice that in most of my meditation forms, if not all, I haven't worked out all of them just yet. I will give you whatever a scientific concern is, because we need to be aware that meditation can have their own problems. And we don't want you to believe that one size fits all. So this comes from reasons not to stretch. It is from a blog from New York Times. You can see by Gretchen Reynolds. The numbers, especially for competitive athletes, are sobering. According to their calculations, static stretching reduces strength in the stretched muscles by almost 5.5%, with the impact increasing in people who hold individual stretches for 90 seconds or more. This is why we say go for 30 seconds. While the effect is reduced somewhat when people stretches last less than 45 seconds. Stretched muscles are, in general, substantially less strong. So this is something that you have to be aware of, because over time you can tear your muscles, and if you're not giving them rest, if you're not doing what needs to be done for them, it's going to tear at you, become a stressor in your life, and let's just not do that. We're trying to keep in optimal shape, not in difficult shape. Okay, so again, like last time, I'm not asking you to do the exercise right now, but when you do your practical exercise, I want you to observe your muscles and observe your breathing. These are the first steps in trying to feel the force flowing through you. Legit, it is. And also, it helps you to find problems in your body. As you become more aware of how your muscles react to certain stimuli, as well as whether or not you're belabored in breathing and whatnot, which is actually more focused on your lungs. But it can also help you figure out tensions that are going on in your physical life. So there's actually a belief that your internal stress is your mental stress, rather, definitely contributes to how you're physically acting, and you can feel that in your muscles when you're doing stretching and whatnot. I mean, this is the basis of mind, body, and spirit. If you are if you're in need of talking to somebody, we have people here that you can reach out to and discuss things. But overall, this is where this meditation can go. All right, so question again, like we had last time: which level of force do you believe this meditation focuses on? We have these definitions by Aslan Denethorn, who wrote for the Great Jedi Holocron and used to be a teacher at Institute for Jedi Realist Studies, way back in like the 2000s era, where we're getting old, people. Anyways, so you have personal force, which is the life energy contained within the body of any organism at any singular point in time. The living force is the sum of all the personal force in present existence. And then finally, unifying, it is the sum of the living force, which exists as the sum of all life in existence at any point in time, and all other forms of energy in the universe. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. If you want to, you can hit pause and write down in the comments below what you think it is and why you think it is. All right. And it is personal force. This is definitely talking about your internal body and how the energy is moving within it, which later on can translate into your interactions with the living and the unifying force. Cultivating your inner Jedi. I seem to always cough at this point. So anyways, cultivating your inner Jedi. So kind of looking over the compass and seeing how this can be applicable. It is discipline. When you are trying to hold these stretches and it's just discomfort, minor tension, nothing big, but you don't want to really keep in that for the whole 30 seconds and you just got to hold out. Well, also mental fortitude here comes into it, because 30 seconds, you might think that it's not a long time until you start thinking about, why isn't this timer going off just yet? And that can be a testament to where your mind is too. If 30 seconds is normally fairly short for you and it feels like it's taking forever, maybe there's something that's pressing on your mind that you need to work on. But disciplining yourself to focus on the here and now is definitely helpful in this respect. Physical art, so this definitely helps you keep your body in as tip-top shape as you can. Obviously, if you are doing stretching and you have certain kinds of medical problems, before you start doing any kind of stretching, please talk to a doctor. I said that earlier, but I'm going to reiterate it again since I brought physical art back up. But this definitely does help with keeping your body as tip-top shape as you possibly can. And then spiritual art. Now, this one might not seem like it's as easily understood, but remember I said mind, body, spirit. That's because this helps with us being able to connect on our spiritual level to our own bodies, to be able to know what's going on and recognizing that we are in this finite body that has things that it needs to work through in order to interact with the world around us and interact with our spiritual selves. So in homework, to get full credit for doing this assignment or for watching this video, in the comments below, I want you to come up with 8 stretches or yoga poses, it doesn't matter to me which one you do, that you would feel would be good for this kind of meditation. Maybe it's not for you, like if you cannot do this meditation for some physical reason, medical reason or whatnot, but maybe you have a student in the future and or somebody comes to you and says, hey, I was wondering what would be a good strategy to tackle this stretching meditation. You can come up with your own, and then you can pass this on to them and explain it to them why. And so put them in a specific order that you would recommend using them. And then I want you to get creative with this and explain why you feel this is the order that's important for your ability to connect with your own energy, your own personal force. Now, let me explain that just a little bit more so that you have a clearer idea. Some people may opt to use a particular school of thought in energy healing to coordinate their spiritual, their poses or their stretches. You might have it aligned more with these chakras, or you might do it because in your own head, you see the body as a very particular thing. One of our guys in the Jedi community, his name is Dejavon, he actually starts with wiggling your toes and wiggling your fingers to get blood circulating to different parts of the body before he does his full workout. And he's a personal trainer, so that's something that that's not really a stretch, but the idea is that he has a system of why he does everything. So I want you to get creative and think about why this particular order of stretching is important to being able to connect with your own energy. And I'm looking forward to seeing those answers.